Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. Welcome to this special edition of This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Dr. Sahib, namaste, welcome.
Namaskar.
Such a pleasure to be sitting across in the same room here at the new studio of ITV Gold in Edison. And we are also preparing to celebrate a special festival. What are your feelings?
Well, I wish all our ITV viewers and all other friends of Indian American community happy Diwali, and those who are my Gujarati brothers and sisters, happy New Year, because this is the Gujarati New Year day after the Diwali. And it's very exciting time of the year. It's a festival of lights, and this year it's a true festival of the lights because we conquered darkness of the pandemic this year. And so it is real Diwali, and let's enjoy it.
Absolutely. And talking about enjoying Diwali, and you have also been present at some of the big festivals dedicated to Diwali in New York, including the one which was held at Times Square. How do you feel in general the way people are opening up to the new phase?
I think it feels very good. It's really a great experience that our community is opening up, and not only community but even American, those who are non-Indian also opening up to our festivity, and they can understand our culture, heritage, and that's very important because any civilization cannot last unless you bond them with the heritage and culture, particularly our second generation. So I think this is a great thing, and this year the Times Square Diwali was excellent, nicely done, and we also dropped we did a countdown from 1 to 10, and then there was a lighting of the diyas on the big building where the usual New Year ball drops. Mm-hmm. So that's something new feature added this year, and really we are very happy to see that.
And when something like this happens, it adds to self-esteem collectively of the community. And from that point of view, the way Prime Minister Narendra Modi was welcomed and received in Rome, and his meeting with Pope and other world leaders, overall impression from that G20 meeting that you have?
I think G20 meeting in Rome was very successful. All the powerful leaders of the world, 20 nations, those who can be counted, both in economically and socially and otherwise, they were there, and they all were very kind of they all have good discussion to how to improve the world economy, their own economy respectively, and how they can help each other. And I think that way this was a very successful G20 meeting.
And based on the images that we have seen, Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the President of United States or President of France, as well as with Pope, looks like he carries some charisma which is difficult to describe. I think he brings the best image of India wherever he goes.
Yes, and not only he brings the best image, but he is good at also kind of letting people know about those images, and
yes.
and that's a compliment way I'm saying that leader has to be like that. They should always project a good image of the country, and make sure that countrymen back home should see those images kind of very consciously. And that's a very good complimentary PR, public relation of any leader to their own countrymen.
Absolutely, and that makes people also feel good.
Yes.
They participate in that celebration of success of India.
Right.
And continuing with this special trait of Prime Minister Modi and the way he was welcomed here, you were present in Manhattan. The same way at Rome, while he arrived, there was some chanting of Sanskrit shlokas, and that is quite unusual to hear Sanskrit chants in the presence of Prime Minister Modi or any Indian Prime Minister, that too in Italy. how that made you feel. And allow me to add, the reason I'm asking you is because in India you have two kinds of narratives always noticeable.
So no, I think I feel good because it's our culture, our heritage, and if some group of the people they narrate that kind of sloka, it's always welcome, always welcome. But I mean that only means that we are connected to with our heritage, our culture. That's all it is. I think one should not politicize the whole thing again, that those who are not saying that are not good Indian. That's not so either.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And another important area that relates to your field also about mutual recognition of vaccine with different countries so that international travel is more smooth. Talk to me about that. Today only there is another declaration by MEA that 5 more countries have accepted to recognize Indian vaccine.
Yeah, I think it is very important. And the Indian vaccine, Covaxin, it's a good vaccine, medically speaking and scientifically speaking. And I think WHO should recommend it. And that's why once WHO recommends, then everybody else recommends automatically. And it should be there because that's the only way one can open up the international borders and one can have a free travel from the like a pre-COVID era. So I think they should do it, and WHO should do it sooner than later.
Staying with Prime Minister Modi, and from Italy he went to Scotland and Glasgow. There are important meetings happening between world leaders, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also presented a paper regarding India's strategic approach to be respectful to climate. Your thoughts on?
I think India does believe in the climate change. I mean, climate control and climate clean climate and clean air. But I think India is being a developing country. It takes time for them. They cannot be. I think Prime Minister Modi said very clearly that India will not commit to zero emission by 2050 because it's not possible and it's not doable because still our majority of the energy comes from the coal, and so that has to continue. Otherwise, we cannot develop ourselves. We cannot develop infrastructure. We cannot develop so many things. So I think he's right that we cannot, we cannot commit to zero carbon by 2050. But we'll try and we'll go slowly, but we'll do it.
And he also brought interesting or important comparison in terms of the per capita carbon emission by India, considering the population that is there is less as compared to many.
That is true. We have only 7%. But again, that percentage could be kind of little.
And not accurate.
Not accurate. No, it's accurate, but it's not. It's little deceiving, because see, still the 80% or 75% of the India is a rural area, and there is nothing much happening, like a factory, manufacturing, this, that, and therefore there is no carbon emission anyway. So then, if you take whole population together, obviously the percentage comes low, and that's what it is.
Now, looking at vaccine-related issue again from the point of view of the booster, how important do you think people should take this initiative of getting a booster? I
think it's very important, and actually the booster right now, CDC is recommending booster to people who are 65 and older, those who work in a high-risk environment like healthcare worker or police staff officers or firefighters and so forth. But and some person with a certain underlying disease should get the booster. But I think booster should everyone should get the booster, because we know scientifically that after 6 to 8 months after taking the first vaccine or first and second dose of vaccine, the antibody titer drops, and therefore your protection is not as it should be 95% or 90%. And therefore, I think why not all the people, if it is availability is there, and I think in USA there is availability, all adults should get the booster.
So, booster and vaccine and politics and performance of different political parties, everything sometimes is emerging as interconnected, and especially talking about it from the point of view of India and the achievement of having vaccinated over 100 crore people. The way things are between different opposition political parties, looks like BJP is not going to face a collective opposition in the upcoming elections because of the statements that came from Mamata Banerjee and Congress.
Probably not, because we should have strong opposition. I mean, even we want BJP to win for next few elections in order to get the country running, but we have to have a strong opposition. By having strong opposition, always even good king needs darbaris to oppose him. Unless there is no darbari, then king doesn't know whether he is doing right or wrong thing. So good criticism or good constructive criticism is always welcome.
So talking about constructive criticism and the reference of darbari, indeed you are making a point, and some political parties may find it offending that there is no king, but practically speaking, the one who is ruling or making the major decision is referred loosely as king. But talking about king and moving towards another reference, very briefly your comment, and then we'll probably conclude. Shah Rukh Khan is also referred to as King Khan, so I was reminded of him. His son got finally bail with lot of riders, 14 points given by the court. There have been multiple discussions about different issues, including Nawab Malik coming up with allegations for Sameer Wankhede. But overall, where we are right now, your general impression about
I think bail should be given to anyone unless it is non-bailable offense. And so I think this Aryan Khan got the bail, I think, and his friends got the bail. That's very welcome move. And with the bail, they have restriction. He has to report to every week. He cannot go out of the country and so forth. And that's fair enough, because still this was only all the discussion and argument about bail. But still we haven't started the real case. And so we don't know what's the fact of or what's the evidence there, and what is the depth of the evidence, and what's the real evidence, and what real, they are not real evidence. We don't know. So all those things has to run through a judicial course, and whatever happens, a person has to face the reality.
Absolutely. With those words, there is a sense of pragmatic patience and respect for the system. As we conclude our conversation today, Dr. Saab, once again, happy Diwali to you and your parting words for our viewers.
Well, happy Diwali to you and your family. And dear friends, again, I would like to wish everyone very, very happy Diwali. And for our Gujarati friends, happy Diwali and happy New Year. And please be happy. Celebrate the Diwali with your friends and family, and enjoy and be merry. So we'll see you then next week after Diwali. Till then, goodbye. God bless India, God bless America, and God bless Indian American community, and all the way, everyone, please have a happy Diwali.